This is episode 79 of Standing Out. Standing Out is a remarkable interview-style podcast with the intention to highlight women and men making outstanding contributions in their field. This podcast is generously sponsored by Think Global. Think Global is a business advisory firm working with women entrepreneurs around the globe to scale their businesses to the next level. Today, I'd like to welcome Amy Bowman, a commercial banker for Colorado Business Bank. Amy earned her Bachelor of Arts degree in Communication and Journalism from the University of Northern Colorado and has 16 years of experience in banking. Amy also serves as a board member for Hope House of Colorado, an organization that helps young mothers. And she also enjoys traveling and spending time with her husband and children. Amy, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
So you're welcome. One thing that stands out to me is you have a background in communication and journalism, but you love banking. Tell us how that happened.
Well, I don't know. I guess people sometimes go to school to be bankers, but I feel like that's just kind of, people fall into it a little bit. I love people at the end of the day, and I had the opportunity to start my banking career way back when I got out of college, and I just kind of stuck with it.
Yeah.
I really, and now I really enjoy just learning about people and their businesses and, you know, what drives them every day. So that's kind of what drives me. So that's kind of why I'm here and I stayed here. So yeah, it's been a great journey.
That's so inspiring though, because I mean, even with my own kids who are young, they're 6 and 9. And, you know, if we ask them what they want to be when they grow up, they don't know the whole world of possibility of what you can be. And I think for kids going into college, and I know I experienced this too, I had no idea my job now it even existed. I didn't know what an entrepreneur was. I certainly didn't know what marketing was. So I went to school to be a teacher. And I think what happens is we put so much pressure on ourselves to like pick one category, but it also feels kind of limiting too. You know, it's nice to be able to transition throughout your career or pick something different later on.
I agree. And I went to a school that was for teachers.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, that was kind of my plan, but clearly that plan got derailed.
It changes.
It changes, and everybody changes, and you meet different people and you learn different things, and you know, everybody's journey is different. So I'm thankful for this one, I guess. For now.
Right, for now.
Except for on those days where I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, let's talk about that, because we have I think everyone has that, and I feel like it's an under-discussed topic because we all, you know, when someone asks you, oh, how are you? Or how was your day? Or how's business going? We say, it's good, right? And hear in my voice how I'm trying to convince myself that it is good.
Right.
How do you recover from those tough days? And I mean, with 16 years in this industry, how do you stay committed to that?
Yeah, and I think, you know, every deal is different. There's challenges that come up every day, you know, from different people, different aspects of, you know, how we're working through things and being committed to our clients and really, you know, providing that great service to them. And I guess at the end of the day, what gets me through is, you know, getting to that end point, knowing there's that end that we can really help these people and be a part of their passion and their journey and being advisors to them. But yeah, there's tough days, and I get up early and work out, and that helps kind of release some stress. I have 2 sweet little boys at home and a really great husband. So, you know, when I get home, that's a good stress reliever too, and just keep that top of mind. Try to stay in the moment rather than stress out too much about things that I can't control. So,
you know, and do you find that sometimes if you just kind of stay in the moment and let this stressor ride itself out, that sometimes, I don't want to say it fixes itself, but it kind of just, it gets less intense. It's like, oh, what I thought was this big, terrible thing happening today really isn't that big of a deal to, you know, tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. So I'm a worrier, and so it is hard for me not to do that.
Yeah.
Because I care so much, and I really want things to be done correctly and everyone to get what they're needing at the end of the day. But yeah, it is hard to control that feeling of like, oh my gosh, I just want everything to work out. And you're right, it usually does. And me stressing about it doesn't make it any better. So
I'm a worrier too. So you're in the company. Who are you working with? Mostly entrepreneurs right now?
I would say so. Most of my companies are more seasoned,
Okay.
that I deal with. They've been around, at least 2 years. I have some that have been around, 30, 35 years. So it ranges. I also do a lot of business acquisition deals. So it's
Okay.
companies that may have been around for a long time, but now there's new business owners. So those are a lot of fun to do, just to learn about new companies and how they come in and do the transition. So I have a whole gamut of customers and industry and client, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you, how are you finding and working with new clients? Because I feel like that's such um, a hard thing to get going, especially for newer entrepreneurs, maybe who don't have a huge network to pull from or are just starting to build relationships. How do you navigate that piece?
um, just acquiring new clients. Well, I will say a lot of them are organically grown.
Okay.
Referrals from internal current clients or people that they work with that, their friends or family or vendors are inquiring about banking needs or things like that. Also just, networking and hitting up some of those events that are of
Yeah.
interest to
Yeah.
me, because then you're attracting people that are similar to yourself. We all like to work with people we like.
Right.
So
We
um,
all do.
so that makes a huge difference. A little advice that a mentor gave to me was, just go make friends. Go out there and make friends, and the business will come,
Yeah.
which is huge, because even clients, they want to work with someone they enjoy too. So
Yeah.
that's kind of my my
Yeah.
marching orders for myself. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's easier said than done.
Do you
So
find that scary at all to go make friends, or do you feel pretty comfortable with it?
sometimes it's scary,
Yeah.
especially if I'm in a brand new environment and there are no familiar faces and you're just like, here I am.
I hope someone wants to be my
I
friend
hope
today,
somebody wants
right?
to be my friend.
No, that is. And I kind of feel the same. I just went to an event yesterday, and our company's been around for almost 7 years now. And I stayed at the event much longer than I anticipated because I kept running into people who, over the last 7 years, I've met somewhere, and I knew a little bit, some more than others. But I thought that was really interesting because you kind of forget how many people you get to know over time. Like, oh, hi, so and so from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you remember me? So, anyway, I think that's, go make friends, I think is really
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, I would say some days. Sometimes I like to, take a network buddy, someone who's maybe in a different field than me, and we both have, a reason to be there, and that way you at least have a base to bounce off of.
yeah,
So that's helpful sometimes too. But sometimes you just gotta dive in.
it's true. What would you say is a rookie mistake that you made at the beginning of your career?
Ooh, a rookie mistake. I think I still make those rookie
Or
mistakes
even
daily.
yesterday? I think we all do. And there's we love authenticity. So if it was yesterday, share it anyway.
I think maybe sometimes not always pulling in maybe a more senior person quicker on a deal. Um, we all like to think we know what we're doing, but sometimes we need that little guidance or help. And I think that's something that, continues, I think forever, will be forever in my career, just having other people's thoughts and ideas and, ways to get through things. Obviously, you gotta make your way, but, bringing in those mentors and people with a little more expertise if you're getting into some uncharted territory.
Yeah. Do you find when you do ask for help, so to speak, from the more senior level person or a mentor, do you find that they are very happy and willing to give it? Or do you find that, do they ever sort of give you that vibe like, oh, you should know this by now or something like that? Like how have you seen it play out?
Um, I think I've been lucky to have some really great people in my career life to be that kind of guiding light a little bit. So no, I wouldn't say I've had too much pushback on them not wanting to help. Probably more the process people when I can't remember how to, deposit a check or
Step by
something.
step, right? Like you've done this 1,000
But
times.
they're like, yes, we've helped you a million times. Can you please figure this out? But no, I think I think maybe I've chosen wisely or got lucky with some really great people that, are always willing to help me and let me bounce some ideas off of them. So
How,
I would say that's something that's huge that has helped me get me this far. So.
how have you found your mentors?
Um, Honestly, most of them were or are people that I have worked with or
Oh,
do
okay.
currently work with. I don't have many outside of banking world. Um, so yeah, I'm lucky. I have two that I really do kind of depend on and bounce ideas off of that are currently in the banking world. I also call my dad a lot. He's
Mm,
in the corporate world, not in banking, but he's in sales, and he's got really great advice for me to, kind of when I'm stuck or feel like I'm not sure what I need to do. He is one of my go-tos also. So.
mm. The mentors that aren't your dad, do you have like a formal relationship set up with them? Like, hi, will you be my mentor type thing? Or is it just over the years you've gotten to know them and you kind of view them as a mentor?
I would say, mostly I view them as a mentor,
Okay,
and
yeah.
but I do have one that it's a little more formal, I guess,
Okay,
that
yeah.
that I
That's
bounce ideas
awesome.
off of. So and
And
try
it's
to
good to
be.
have dad. Good for you for
Yeah,
being able to pick the phone
I
and
know
call
you got to
dad.
have that one where you can, lose your mind a little bit, and
Right. And
they
it's
still let you
okay.
call back. Yeah,
Yes. That's awesome.
yeah.
As we wrap up, my last question for you is, as a thought leader in the space of banking or finances, what's a topic that's on your radar that you think we'll all be talking about in another year or so from now as sort of a hot topic or a trend?
In banking, well, I mean, right now we're lucky we're in Denver area and our economy is just doing so great. But everything has its ups and downs, and I think on the bank side we are still managing that risk, and
Mm,
I think everyone just still needs to remember 2008. These are still why we ask for a lot of documentation and do our due diligence. We don't want to get back in that space again. So I think that's always top of mind.
yeah.
Um, and then I think the big question here in Colorado is the marijuana.
Mm.
Obviously, banking, we can't touch anything that has to do with marijuana. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, so
Interesting.
we can't bank any clients that are
In that
sell
industry.
it. Yeah, that
Okay.
generate most of their money from that. So I think that's always a topic too.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much for me front of mind, but it's kind of back there, and we do have to do our due diligence on that
Interesting.
too. So
Well, that's perfect. Well, Amy, thanks for being here. That was
yeah,
fun.
thank you so much.
You're welcome.